Hi, I'm Kane, and today I'm going to go through the LuSH-101 Synth from D16 for pluginboutique.com. It's a multi-timbral polyphonic synth using a lot of modular layering to create some really usable sounds. So let's take a look and I'll show you what it sounds like. So this is the layout of LuSH-101. So I'm not going to go into a massive amount of detail on each function of the synth, or we'd be here all day. So first things first, let me play you some of the presets in action so you get to hear what it sounds like. So basically the synth has loads of modular sections, as you can see, but one of the great things about this synth is the layers section at the top here, which essentially allows you to mix in 8 simultaneous synth sounds or presets. And there's also a master mixer over here too, where you can control each of the layers. Browsing the presets is really nicely done. If I click browse here, you can see they're separated by multiple zone and single zone. So if I click on multiple, then I get options of drum kits, which is fairly self-explanatory, and splits here, which if I click on the first one here, you can see that below the keyboard there are multiple coloured lines. These basically show there are 4 layers of synths split down this lower half of the keyboard, and then there's 2 layers across the upper half. These are actually editable too, which is great. Then you have the single zone here, which is where you'll find most of the expected presets, which have been categorised into bass, chords, drum, effects, mono leads, polyphonic, and tempo based. Now back onto the main screen. Across the top you have the layer settings here and timbre settings, and then in the voices section you can control things like the polyphony and unison, and next to that is an effects unit where clicking on the LCD display here will offer you the options of adding in things like chorus, flanger, string ensemble, phaser, vowel filter, distortion, decimator, and tremolo. Below all of these is where the main sound design is done, with controls for pitch and sync here, and envelope and LFO pulses, the source mixer where you can add in more waveforms and mix them, or even detune them. And next to this is the filter where you can control it using the envelope 1 or envelope 2 controls, and even assign it to LFO values. Then over on the far right here is the Arpeggio Gaiter, offering various different tempos and modes of melody, with the addition of a shuffle dial here and a gate controlling the length of the notes, for example. You can also load and save arpeggiation templates here too, which is really handy. Then the last row of controls here offer you the chance to control and assign the amount of oscillator and filter to assign to the pitch bend wheel and the modulation wheel, along with the amp source controls, and then both envelope 1 and 2 for controlling the shape of your sound, and finally 2 LFO units to modulate any of the controls. I'll leave you now with some of my favourite presets in action, with some drums thrown in for good measure. So that's the basics of LuSH-101 from D16. It's a great little synth for all sorts of styles and really intuitive to use too. It's available for both Mac and PC via pluginboutique.com now. And I'll see you soon. Cheers.